All right. Well, welcome to Devil May Cry. My name is DECosmic, and I am joined today by Nello double underscore Angelo, my good buddy.
Hello.
Hey. And we're gonna be slaying some demons with the greatest of ease. So we're gonna start the time. I should be able to start. I don't know if this big red button's gonna alt tab my game or not, but we're gonna try it out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit normal here, and we're gonna hit the big red button here, and then we'll go for it. So 3, 2, 1, go. And Devil May Cry. So this game is the first, obviously, in the Devil May Cry series, and you play as the character Dante, who is tasked with going to a place called Mallet Island in order to defeat the Demon King Mundis. If you want to take it from here, Nello, be my guest.
Sure thing. So, this part, it's just walking up into Mission 1. You're not actually timed during this part by the in-game timer. Once Cosmic walks through here and gets a nice little scenic shot of the castle, the game proper will start.
Here
So
we
this
go.
is Mission 1, getting straight into things. Immediately, Cosmic is going to jump up onto the back of the stairs here. He's going to run down these stairs and hop onto this horse and onto the little spike at the top. That's going to get him the red orb cache, which is the currency for this game. That's going to let us buy items, abilities, and open doors like he's doing it now. There's a couple of these dotted throughout the game, but not too many. So it's mainly just for buying abilities and items, which we use a lot of. So it's all about sort of managing your orb count and your resources, as long as ensuring that your movement is good as well with this. Especially during the first 5 or so missions, it's very important to not get hit because we need to ensure that our red orb gains are as optimal as possible, just to sort of get a mid-game into the late game. So there, Cosmic got a rusty key. This game, as I'm sure many people are aware, but just for those who didn't, this game did start off as Resident Evil 4, so it does keep a lot of its roots, such as key collecting and, solving a few puzzles here and there, but it's mostly about the action, so that's where the big appeal of this game comes from, and especially the later games. So he's going to hop onto the biplane here, grab that red orb cache, which is going to act as sort of a safety net. So Cosmic wants to ensure that he gets an S rank in this mission and for the next couple of missions, again just for the red orbs. And if he were to get hit without getting that red orb cache, he wouldn't get the S rank. So we make sure to get that just to ensure that we get a good performance ranking. And you can see here, he's killing these marionettes with a tactic called slash cancelling, where he does the first 2 slashes of the combo, and then he'll rotate the left stick on his controller, and that resets the animation. And it's a method that we use a couple of times through the run just to ensure that we get things done pretty quickly when we slay these puppets. And this basement as well, it's pretty heavily RNG. Cosmic got a pretty good basement there,
Yeah,
I'd
I was
say.
gonna say that was pretty good.
Yeah, so the puppet health in order, it goes from red to purple to the greens, then the dark blues and the light blues. If you get a red in the basement, that's the worst one you can get. You can also get up to 3 down there at a time, which is something you really don't want. This room, it's always going to be the same. It's always going to be the 3 greens, the blue, the purple and the red. So as you can see here, the red's taking a lot of punishment here before it'll eventually bite the dust. There we go. And again, Cosmic's is going to mop up these puppets, and that is it for Mission 1. It's simple in what you need to do, but it's still a bit annoying because the RNG can sort of mess you over if the basement isn't the best. So as you can see there, he got a ranking bonus of 800 red orbs for the S rank. So that is going to take us straight into Mission 2. Again, there's one room in particular which has a lot of RNG in it. Which is the last room before the end of the mission, so it's a pretty heavy reset point for some runners if they're trying to go really competitive, just because you can't control that room at all. There's a tiny bit of manipulation with the taunt you can do, that's about it. So this is Alistor. It's a straight up upgrade to the Force Edge that we used in Mission 1. It's going to let us use the Devil Trigger ability, which just doubles our damage and lets us run a lot faster. We'll be using some Devil Trigger abilities later in the game, just to go even quicker. So there's not much to these early missions, it's just kind of getting a layout of the castle and going through the different rooms,
Yeah.
beating some enemies.
It's really all just about optimizing your movement in these sections and making sure you just don't get hit.
Yeah. That's the biggest part. Not getting hit in the early game. Can't stress that enough. Because if you don't get those orb bonuses, your mid game is really gonna suffer. In the mid game, it's sort of the mid to late game is really where this run kind of eases up a bit. The early game where we are now, that's where we gotta knuckle down, focus a lot.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to focus like on this next part here.
Yep, so this is the RNG room. You'll see just how RNG heavy it is when the Sin Scissors show up.
Nice.
Alright, so that was a really good room. So the most optimal way you can do that room is by getting 2 in 1 and then just cleaning up the other one straight away. But the Sin Scissors, they're really erratic sometimes in the way they move. They can also parry you quite a lot when you come down. And he also defeated them using a critical hit there. So there's enemies you can kill in this game with a critical hit where it'll just do a ton of damage to them and sometimes it'll outright kill them. So that was one of them. You can also use the shotgun to perform one where the scissors will parry you and then you can shoot them and it'll one-hit them. So as you saw at the beginning of the mission, Cosmic bought Stinger. That is one of the most important movement abilities in the game. We're going to be using it a lot, so you're going to hear lots of DARs. So another thing Cosmic's going to do in this mission as well, he's going to get a special bonus, which we get 2 of these in the run. A special bonus is basically if you fulfill certain criteria in a mission, you'll get a bunch of orbs. I think it's 2,000 total orbs. So one of the criteria in this is not getting hit and also making sure to get that red orb cache that it was on the top of the door that he came out of. Okay, so here he takes damage. So when I say you can't take damage, it's by the enemies, because you'll always take damage down here. So these are these skulls or these Sargassos. Cosmic's is going to give him 2 stingers and that'll take them out. So if these guys hit him, he would lose the special bonus and also I believe the S rank as well. But you know they go down to 2 stingers, so it's fine.
Yeah. And here's everybody's favorite boss that they encounter during their first playthrough, Phantom. And I will need to concentrate for him because I do want to get some critical hits on him to make sure that that I kill him quickly. But I also have to adapt to the RNG that he gives me.
So we'll see what kind of pattern Cosmic gets.
Not the cleanest in the world, but didn't get hit, so.
Yeah, so as you saw there, Phantom at the beginning of the fight, he either stays where he is at the end of the cutscene or he can do a quick turn. So you don't want him to turn around because then you can't get the critical hit straight away. So one critical hit will actually stun him, which lets you get the second one. The second one doesn't stun him, but then the third one does, and the fourth one will kill him. So basically, the most optimal is 4 hits to defeat Phantom.
Yeah, I like slid off. I jumped a little bit too far to the right there, but
yeah,
nothing too crazy. Just wait on him to stinger his face.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
So, yep. So that's Phantom again. We're just gonna leave him to his own devices because we don't care about him right now. So again, beginning of this mission here, there's some RNG with the help of this enemy, the Shadow Cat. You can either get a cat that has next to no HP, or you can get a cat that just has a ton and refuses to stay down.
Sort of like this one right here.
Yeah. So this is an example of a bad cat. You don't want one of these.
Are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah. So this is why the early game can just really suck sometimes, because there's nothing you can do to sort of help this. There we go.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, so now the Shadow's gonna explode in a couple of seconds. Cosmic's got a full bar of DT, which we need for the next boss coming up. So yeah, that was an example of basically the worst kind of cat, where it just refuses to open the core.
Yeah, I think I'll just grab these just for the safety here, because I'm gonna lose the extra like 50 or so from the loss of the A rank.
Yeah. So here he's gonna just double jump onto these, so he doesn't lock onto the red puppet downstairs. Lets him stinger up these. He's gonna jump up here, grab the death sentence, jump straight back down. And put it in the statue. So this boss here coming up, this is Nello Angelo.
Thought you were Nello
We're going to
Angelo.
use, well, you know. So we're going to use some slash cancels on him, 8 total, and then we're going to use the holy water that Cosmic bought at the beginning of the mission. So holy waters, they are basically just screen nukes. Basically, any enemies on screen will just die, basically, or if it's a boss, it will take a lot of HP damage. We're going to be using a lot of them throughout the run because it's the most optimal way to do things. So again, this is sort of the last of the RNG hurdle, the first 5 missions. Again, there's a cat here, but you can do a critical hit on this shadow cat just to minimize any sort of RNG outside of it sort of attacking until it does the moves that we need. Come on.
Oh, they're feisty today, man.
Yeah, they are. They heard you were coming to ESA. There we go, the Shadow Cat. So that move there, it's going to extend its head as a spike. We're going to stand on it and then shoot it. It's going to start flashing red, and there's going to be a faint heartbeat in the background, which you might not be able to hear. But that's how you can tell a Shadow Cat is going to blow up, is when you hear that and see that. And that's a critical hit. It's just standing on it and shooting into the back, and it causes it to explode. Eventually. There we go. Man, these cats are just giving you a tough time.
Dude. And then I just gave myself a tough time by failing that jump again. Like, oh man. That's funny.
Yeah.
Alright. Where did the orbs go? Oh, there they are. I was gonna say, where did he drop his orbs at? Alright.
He was coming for you. That's fine, so there we go. So again, this mission is going to give us our second special bonus. So that is going to make us have the required amount of orbs going into the next mission for the correct amount of items and orbs, abilities that we need. So here, it's going to open the door, go in. So that was the last of the big RNG hurdle. Once you're through there, you can take a deep breath because you're through that sort of hard part. So here, Cosmic is going to buy 2 Holy Waters and Air Raid and Air Hike. Air Hike is just our double jump, and Air Raid, we're going to be using that next mission. It lets us fly around, shoot lightning, it does a lot of damage, and we're going to use it to just eradicate some sins in the next mission.
We got time for donations here for sure.
Yep.
Alright, cool. Just like to let you guys know about the whole Kingston HyperX sponsor situation. So they are sponsoring us this event, and what they're doing is for the first 800 subs ESA receives during the marathon, they will match the they will match it with a $2.50 donation at I presume at the end of the event it will get added to the tally. I think it just got posted in chat. We started with 370 sub points and now have 519. So we've got quite a way to go before we max out the HyperX donations. So yeah, thanks a lot and keep subbing. Twitch Prime. There you go, I did it.
Gotta get it. Yeah, if you got any more, man, go for it. There's a little more downtime here if you got donations. If not, we can move on.
No donations particularly, but I do want to remind everybody about the Last of Us The Last of Us donation goal to do the single-player DLC at the end of the run. That's it's in a few hours' time from now. They need $750 to do that, and we're currently at 75. So get the donations in for that if you want to see an extra game in the schedule. I know we're pretty ahead on the schedule right now, so we could probably do with it.
Alright, cool. Alright, Mick, you want to pick it back up?
Yep, so as you saw there, that was Air Raid that Cosmic just used. Lets us fly, shoot lightning, and just deletes the synthesis. Or synthesize rather. So basically this mission, it has an optional S rank in it. As long as Cosmic doesn't get hit in this room here, he's guaranteed the S rank. So that bug there, it can grab onto you and kind of sort of delay you. The grab, luckily, it doesn't do instant damage. So if it grabs you, you can still break out before you lose the S rank, so that's okay. And I think you got the S rank because I don't think you took damage.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's kind of hard to tell when those bugs are actually going to attack you because their attacks just kind of come out of left field sometimes. They can fly in and swoop at you, which is a bit annoying.
Yeah, and then Sante decided to like just lock on to that bug, and it was like, oh, well,
yeah.
I guess we're just in this for the long haul.
So here, Cosmic is going to buy himself a purple orb to refill his Devil Trigger meter. So the devil trigger in this game, it carries over between missions. So if he had no devil trigger in the last mission, he'd come into this one with an empty bar, which is why we just buy this one here. And also because by the end of the game, we do want quite a hefty devil trigger bar for the last boss. But that will come into play later. So this is the second Phantom fight which we have to fight. Thankfully this time we have air raid, so we can get our own critical hits on him. This fight is also a bit more annoying in terms of the camera placement. As you can see here, it's hard to tell where Dante actually is sometimes. But it's basically the same though, we're just aiming for critical hits. And we don't need to worry about any special bonuses this time. And this mission is very, very lenient with the S ranks.
Fortunately.
So there we go. That was So that was the end of Phantom. He's gone. Contract fulfilled. So there we go. Cosmic's going to grab the trident, drop down here, which is where we're going to get the grenade gun, which is the gun we'll be using for the rest of the run. It does a ton of damage and gives us a lot of devil trigger back, so there's no reason not to use it.
Shout outs to Jill Valentine.
Yep. So again, Cosmic's going to put in the trident there. He's going to run down some stairs here, and what he's going to do, he's going to wait until he goes past sort of the first torch on the wall, and then he's going to pop devil trigger. That's just going to give him a quick speed boost, and also, you know, just getting to the end quicker. And also, as you saw there, Cosmic didn't deactivate his devil trigger manually. He went through the door to deactivate it. If you deactivate the devil trigger manually, it actually uses up the full rune it's on. So as you can see there, the rune is still sort of half full. That's because Cosmic went through the door without manually deactivating it. So it's a little bit of a trick just to, you know, try and optimize and save your devil trigger meter. And there he picked up a Devil Star. That is an item that restores up to 5 runes for the devil trigger meter. There's a couple of those scattered throughout the game that we need to pick up just to ensure that, you know, in the last boss we have a good supply. So these are the blades. They're really annoying because their attacks come out really, really quick, and Cosmic does not want to get hit in this mission because he needs the S rank. Whoa.
That was a little freaky.
So here, Cosmic is going to do a skip to get the new weapon called the Ifrit Gauntlets. He's going to double jump onto this platform, double jump again, and activate Air Raid, and that lets us get Ifrit, which we're going to get a lot more use out of in the sort of last couple of missions in the game. Right now we don't really need it, so we're just going to activate the switch over here. This is Griffin, don't mind him, we're going to ignore him as such, there we go, and switch straight back to Alastor. So this room here, it's a little bit RNG, but nothing major, it's just the spawns of the enemies. So where they spawn and also what they spawn as. This room also introduces fetishes, which is the puppets with the highest HP. As you can see, you'll probably see one on screen in a second, potentially.
Hopefully not. Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Yep, there he is. So that's fetish. You don't want to melee those because they'll just parry you and do instant damage to you with their fire. So as you can see here, Cosmic's using a tactic called grenade rolling, where he's going to fire then immediately roll, because the grenade gun has a hefty kickback animation when you use it. It takes a little while to just fire again if you don't do this, so, you know, there's no reason not to use it really. So that was that room. Again, it's not too bad, it's just trying to get the enemies to spawn in sort of not behind a tree, because that's pretty annoying. And he's going to pop Devil Trigger here, run downstairs. This is the second red orb door of the game. And I'm pretty sure there's only 1 or 2 after this.
2.
2, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's not many. And DMC2 only has 1.
Yeah, I think that at some point they just decided, like, yeah, we're just gonna we're not gonna roll with this idea.
Yeah, thankfully. I don't want to pay the toll.
That
So as you can see there, Cosmic, he actually got 1,500 orbs for that S rank. The S rank bonuses actually do go up. I think it's a maximum of, is it 1,500 or is it cap at 2,000?
2,000. Yep.
Yeah, in the last part of the game. That's pretty good. This is mission 10. This mission can be a bit of a pain because this light here, it can sometimes lie to you. It'll be on the same path, but sometimes, because if you don't go down the same path the light is on, you'll get sent back to the beginning of the mission. So you have to make sure you keep an eye on it, but sometimes they'll be on the same path regardless and you'll get sent back. So, you know, you just gotta roll with it really. So yeah, as you can see, you don't actually need the light to be in the hole, in the little doorway there, and you can just be on the same path.
Yeah, cool.
in here.
Did it go down? Is it going down the right way? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we did. I think if it goes the other way, it'll actually go through the wall, so...
Yeah. Unfortunately.
And again, just gonna jump through there because it skips a little walking animation. So this room introduces the Cyclops on this difficulty. They're mini phantoms made of rocks. We're just gonna give them holy water for the troubles and be on our way.
With the deadliest of JPEGs.
Yep. Oh no, those JPEGs ain't coming yet.
That's fair. It's still, you can just still tell there's like just JPEGs just chilling there.
Rock.jpg. So this is mission 11. This is a ton of stuff in this mission that just makes my heart rate soar. So this room, for example, it's a tiny room, very cramped. There's a lot of blades in this room, as you can see. Again, they move very quick and they can just give you a quick tap, which would lose you the S rank. And there's also the Death Scythe here. He does these little trampolines on the floor, as you see there. It launches you up and he tries to hit you, but thankfully you can helm break it just straight out of there. So there we're going to hit the lizards, the blades, going to refill our devil trigger, jump back up, and just run straight around through the door. So this mission is very short, there's just a lot of stuff that can kind of mess you up in regards to the ranking. But thankfully this is, ironically, this is the easiest part here, which is the boss fight. This is Nello Angelo 2. So again, we're just going to give him 2 holy waters for his troubles, and give him a quick slash cancel to send him on his way. 1, 2, 3. There we go, grab the orbs, and then we're going to just jump across there. That jump is scripted, so you can't really miss it, unless you do a stinger jump sometimes. Which has happened to me once or twice, it's very annoying.
Woo.
And here Cosmic is going to walk to the edge, stop, and then jump off. If he kept on walking, he'd jump back across, which we don't want. So he just stops there, and then Dante does a drop down instead of a jump across. So this is Ghost Ship, mission 12. Cosmic is going to buy 3 holy waters for this mission. You saw the swimming controls, we'll get into that in a second. He's just going to run past these puppets here. And jump straight into here. So the water, the swimming in this game, it's okay, it's passable. It's nothing really to write home about. It's just a first-person segment. You can't use Devil Trigger when you're underwater, and you also can't attack any enemies just yet because we don't have this item here, the needle gun, and also the Devil Star. So we'll be doing some combat underwater in the next mission, but that's fine. We'll get into that when we get into that. So here, Cosmic is going to interact with these swords. That's going to make a Death Scythe spawn. He's going to use the holy water and hope he gets a double hit with it. Yep, so there we go. So as you can see there, the Death Scythe just got... Usually they don't die to 1 holy water, it takes 2 or 1, then a helm breaker, but thankfully he got the double hit. And here, this is Griffin Technic. So this is the first Griffin fight you have to do, but it's called Griffin 2. Because it's the second time he shows up. He's just going to walk to the middle of the board, use 2 holy waters, and that's about it. Grab the orbs and stand under here. So when Griffin flies away, he sends down these lightning strikes. Right there, those do damage you, but as long as you stand under that ladder, or right in front of it, the lightning never hits there, so it's sort of a safe spot. And yeah, that was mission 12. So coming up is mission 13. This is the first instance of underwater combat. It's also the shortest mission in the game because you only need to do 1 room really, which is the room coming up. So here Cosmic is going to manipulate these blades into reacting the way he wants just to get a quick kill on them. So he's going to swim to the left here. That will cause the blades to swim around to the right. He'll be able to just shoot that one down, and then this one is going to swim straight towards him like so. He's going to be able to get a quick kill, and that is it for mission 13.
Yeah. If you got anything that you need to say now, now's a good time. There's some downtime going on.
Alright. I'd just like to say that during ESA Together this event, we're actually raising money for ESA, oh god, what's the word? ESA itself, I'll just say, for event costs, there you are. Since the whole outbreak that's happened worldwide, unfortunately we've had to cancel some events, which has affected the financial situation, so we're having to use this marathon to raise money for itself. But I would like to say, as a personal note, ESA has been running speedrun marathons for over 7 years, and they provide a really good tool for the community, for as a hub for lots of different speedrun communities to meet up and showcase their runs together, as well as raise money themselves for various charities. So yeah, it's a really it's a bit strange, but it is actually a really great cause in my opinion. So yeah, thanks for everyone who's coming on to help support, and thanks to all the runners and stuff for showcasing their great runs. And thank you for watching and donating.
Much love.
Yep. Okay, so just rewinding a bit there, Cosmic picked up an Untouchable, that just makes it invincible, we'll use that later in the game. He also bought a move called Vortex 1 and 2 here, as you can see it's the move that just lets him spin through the air. While you use that move, you are invincible. It's only level 2 where you can use it infinitely. Vortex 1 only lets you do it for a couple of seconds before you stop. So that's fine. Cosmic's gonna come over to this little door here. So the enemy that spawns in here, you can either get a Death Scythe, you can either get Blades or 2 Shadow Cats. The Death Scythe is the worst one you can get, just because if you're not fast enough doing the input for the Stinger Jump, you'll end up locking onto the Death Scythe and then you gotta drop down manually, which takes a bit more time. So again, he has to make sure not to get hit just for the S rank. There we go. And this is the last door, I believe.
Yeah, this is the last red over door.
Yep, so that mechanic just got thrown out the window. And then there we go. That is it for that mission. Pretty short, but it's taking damage, which is the hard part, because those spikes that can mess you up if you jump too high, because then you get caught on the door.
I like how I got that crispy vortex, and then I just immediately failed the jump before the one room.
That's just how it goes, really. Isn't it?
It's just unfortunate.
It's equivalent exchange, perfect movement, and then you just kind of mess it up afterwards. So he got a free holy water there, he vortexed across the room without locking onto an enemy. If you hold R2 or right trigger, if you're using an Xbox controller, you won't actually lock onto enemies when you do vortex, so it's good for movement because it's the fastest way to move in this game, is vortex 2. So here he's just going to break down into this room, grab the free holy water there, and also there's a little vase, which you might have saw, which contains a big orb in it. And he's just going to go into this room here, and we're going to see more instance of the vortex just iframes here, so he's going to be able to just fly straight through these spikes with no fear. And thankfully the scythes didn't get in the way this time.
No, it's like the only time recently that's happened.
And they can get in the way, so yeah, it's a good idea. Just if you can take out 1 or 2 of them, that's fine. Yeah, as you can see, the spikes, they can kind of knock you back a bit, but they can also knock you forward if you stand in the right place, so you can get some damage movement on the go. And we're just gonna go out of this room into the Colosseum. So he's just gonna do 2 stingers here and then pop double trigger just to get to the door. So this coming up is the final Griffin encounter. So again, much like all the bosses, we're just gonna use our holy waters to send him on his way. This fight, there's only got one part about it which is a bit tricky, which is after this first holy water, Griffin's gonna start flying up in the air to sort of enter the next phase. And you want to shoot him down with a couple of DT grenades to ensure that he dies within 2 holy waters. So as you can see, sometimes the grenades do just go through him, or he can dodge them, which can be a bit annoying, but it can take a couple of tries to get him down. But thankfully it didn't take too long here, so we're just going to use 2 holy waters, and that's it for Griffin. Also, hi Trish, bye Trish.
Yeah, that's like, I think that's really the only time we see her in the run, other than like the very end when she says her quote.
And that's it really, yeah. So we're just going to jump on there, come down here, we're going to stinger jump over to the Wheel of Destiny. And that's it for that mission. So now, from this mission here, we're going to run into a brand new boss to replace the one we just lost. He's going to be called Nightmare, and this is where we're finally going to get some use out of the Ifrit gauntlets. So we're going to do a pretty cool trick to one-cycle Nightmare. So stay tuned for that.
I think this is about where like the bosses really start to get difficult. is right about for
Definitely.
Nightmare 1. Like Griffin
Yeah,
is Griffin 3 is interesting, but his phase changes are like real weird.
Yeah.
Like his health is actually hard coded to stay at um like certain thresholds. Like if you just try and turn on like a one-hit kill sheet, it doesn't even do it. It just sends him to the next phase.
Mm. So yeah, it's kind of a scripted fight in the way the phases work.
Yeah, it's just like you
But
just have to make sure you land the grenade like when he's changing the phases. It's real weird.
Yeah, but the cool thing about Nightmare, he has phase changes, but it's on the player to make sure that how they want to manage them. So I think we'll get into that when Nightmare kind of shows up, because right now we're going to run it into the Plasma, which is basically reused anti-assets but blue. So here we're just going to Helm Break the Plasma, then we're going to hit him with a few grenades, a couple of stingers. That he'll send him on his way. That'll open the door here. So Plasmas, we don't really see much of them. They're really not in many rooms. They're in this room here, and then they're in a room later on. But that's about it for the Plasmas. So yeah, as you can see there, they can also split into multiple enemies. Also, Cosmic got some good RNG in this while we're here. You want the puppets to spawn down here, not at the beginning, just because that means you can vortex all the way over and then just refill the DT bar basically instantly. So this is Nightmare, he's a puddle, and we're gonna activate the light. This switch here, it always takes 2 stingers to activate. It's the only light, the Nightmare lights, they're the only ones that take 2 stingers to do. So this is the real Nightmare. He is a blob that turns into a big laser shooting machine. So we're gonna pop Devil Trigger here, and we're gonna hit the core with 5 fully charged hits from Ifrit. And then a quick one at the end, and then we're going to use a Holy Water to get rid of the rest of his HP. And that is it for Nightmare. So the cores there, they have an interesting mechanic where the more you hit them, eventually they'll break. And when they break, his patterns change a bit, and when they break a 3rd time, when they turn red, he gets a bit of damage resistance as well. So you do not want them to turn red at all, because that is kind of the worst. And the core HP, it does carry over between the fights. So that's why when you hit Nightmare, you have to make sure you're getting the most optimal damage possible, which is where the Ifrit comes in, because it just does a ton of damage to Nightmare. And then the Holy Water. Because the Holy Water, it only counts as 1 hit despite the damage it does, so it just means the core is going to stay as high as HP as it can, really. So Cosmic just bought 5 Holy Waters there and a purple orb to refill his DT. We're going to use all the Holy Waters in this mission, because this mission is pretty tough with its enemies. And also the boss in this mission, it has a ton of HP. So these enemies right here, these are, we just try and get rid of them as quickly as possible, because they have a lot of HP if you don't use Ifrit. So we're just going to give them the 1, and give them the 2. And as you can see there, Cosmic, he didn't get damaged by that, because Holy Water also gives iframes, so if it wasn't busted enough already, it makes you invincible.
Yeah, tons of damage, really cheap, and gives you invul frames. Somebody was...
What's not to like?
Yeah, somebody was really thirsty the day that they made that item.
He channeled the thirst into ultimate power. So here, there is, the game calls it a dragon, even though it's clearly a T-Rex, but that's fine, I'm not here to argue. So it's going to spit fireballs at us. We need to reflect the fireballs back at it up to 3 times. You got to make sure you time this right, or else you will get knocked back and take a chunk of damage. There we go. And this makes the little mirror rotate up here.
This is the part of the run where every runner just like breaks their analog stick.
Yep, because for some reason this light it's really stiff the way it moves. Like, you could be spinning this at like Mach 10 and it'll be going super slow.
I don't get it. I don't.
It's probably hard coded.
Maybe.
The great Khmer just thought, yeah, you know what, controllers, forget about them.
He was imagining somebody using like an arcade joystick to play this game. Oh my gosh.
You know what, probably no Khmer. So Cosmic is going to grab the Quicksilver here. That is, unlike DMC3 where it's a cool ability, this one is just a key. That's all it is. So we're going to sting out back to the door. And we're going to blast this one puppet here, refill our DT. Ooh, refill our DT, there we go. And just vortex down the corridor. We're going to go right here, up to this door, and this is where the Quicksilver comes in handy. A boop. And this is Nello 3. He has a lot of HP in this fight. So that's where the 3 holy waters come into effect. So 1. I think he's flying in the air as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we used to only use 2 holy waters, so if ever he flew in the air, it was kind of a pain because you kind of had to wait for him to come over, you had to go over to him, it was really awkward. But thankfully we have 3 holy waters and that just gets rid of that entirely. And that is the end of Nello Angelo, sadly. Best boss.
Bless up.
Okay, so this is the legendary Dark Knight's Sword Sparda. It's the true form of Dante's Force Edge, or Sparda's Force Edge. And we are promptly going to get rid of it in favour of Alastor because Alastor is just way cooler.
So
and
strange.
also because Alastor.
So strange that the sword that was used to deal the demon, like seal the Demon King, is the most useless sword in the run.
Ironically. So Sparda, it gives a lot of damage. It gives DT damage without actually needing a Devil Trigger, but you lose out on Air Hike, Vortex, Devil Trigger Run. So Alastor is just there's no reason to use Sparda. So here, Cosmic was looking to the left there when he entered this room. That's just to manipulate the scissors down here. Because that one at the beginning, if you don't do it, it'll just fly through the wall and you gotta wait for it to come out and it's really annoying. So luckily we just kind of manipulate it into sort of staying in place for a second. Through the magic water. So again, Cosmic's going to activate this switch with a Stinger/Stinger, the most optimal way to activate them. And he's just going to swim straight up to the top of the room. I think you're going to make it with just enough time.
Oh my god.
Oh, Cosmic! That was clutch. Oh my lord. You got a good jump though.
Yeah, I won't ever do that again.
Oh. So he picked up an egg there. Now we're gonna make a good old-fashioned fry up with it.
Good egg in these trying times.
So this is Nightmare 2. It's exactly the same as Nightmare 1. We're just gonna walk around to the back, wait for the core to expose itself, give it 5 full hits, a quick tap, and a holy water. So as you can see there, the core is now broken. It's now green instead of the light blue it was at the start. That's fine. It doesn't really matter if the core is green. It's only when it turns red that you don't want it. So there we go. Holy water. Get the orbs and wait for the egg to finish frying. Which will in turn give us the Philosopher's Stone. Shout out to my homie Harry Potter. I did the test by the way, I'm a Ravenclaw.
Nice. That was not what we predicted, but yeah, I could see that. We got some downtime here if there's anything you need to say as well.
I was about to butt in anyway. Perfect. Right, I will tell you all about some prizes we've got running this event. We have a bunch of stuff provided by our sponsor HyperX. We have for the minimum donation of $15, 15, there's a HyperX Fury Ultra RGB mousepad available. So you into the running for that if you donate a minimum of $15 or more over the course of the whole event, not just in one go. So you can do like 3 times, for example. Then for a minimum donation of $20, we have a HyperX Pulsefire Dart wireless mouse. And then for our big boy prizes, we've got $25 minimum donation for 3 different headsets you can win. So if you donate $25 or more, you're in a pretty good chance to win one of 3 headsets available. So yeah, get your donations in and you could be benefactory of a new mouse or headset or mousepad. RGB mousepad. I actually would like one of those.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Alright, guess we can get back into it.
Yep, so in that room there, Cosmic fought enemies called Nobodies. They are really annoying because they steal your Devil Trigger and also drop kick you in the face. So we use Holy Waters to get rid of them, and then basically this mission is just backtracking. That's all it is really. We're gonna go in here, and now we are gonna become Puddle. And now we're going to visit the Underworld. Just gonna do a quick Helmbreaker here, fall down faster, nice. Gonna use the Philosopher's Stone here, and then we're gonna Helm Break it into the world. If Helm Break it down here, you have to legally turn off the game and leave. So, as the title of the mission implies, it is a showdown with Nightmare. The last showdown, Cosmic's going to buy 2 Holy Waters and a Purple Orb. Refill his trigger bar just so we can vortex down here into the boss room. As so. Going to activate the Ifrit Gauntlets here. So you can see Cosmic activating the Ifrit Gauntlets there. He does that by clicking in the right stick. So it just saves a couple of seconds menuing. And here, so exactly the same. However, this time instead of 5 full hits, we're going to hit him with 4. And then we're going to use our first Holy Water because this fight actually has a phase when it gets to a certain amount of HP. Where Trish is going to join in, she's going to start trying to zap you with her lightning. As you can see, it never hits because she's a terrible shot, that's fine. She's trying her best. And now he's just going to use his last Holy Water here once the core's exposed. A very loud noise is going to clear.
Ouch.
And yeah, that's it. This is also another short mission, about 49 seconds. So this is mission 21. Are you going to go for it, Cosmic? Or...
We might as well, man. Looking pretty good
Might
on
as well.
time here.
Yeah, so hopefully we've got some pretty interesting tech coming up. So here Cosmic is going to roll the side, he's going to shoot, slash, shoot, slash, shoot, slash. That's going to break the little switch on the other side of the room that will open the door through the last room we're just in. And he's going to grab the Holy Water there. Okay, so he's going to vortex down these weird moving corridors. These wall eels, they can bleed your HP pretty quick, but we have vortex, so that's fine. So you can see there that nobody started off sort of gigantic, and then Cosmic broke the mask with the grenade gun. These are the deadly JPEGs, by the way. So when the nobodies are big, they can kind of just drop kick through your attacks, and it's kind of annoying because you want to take no damage in this for an optional S rank, which is what you want heading into the next mission, because that's where we need sort of the most red orbs. So again, we're just going to shoot stinger until the deadly JPEGs appear.
I had to check my double star count real quick.
Okay. So again, we're just going to vortex down. Get stuck on the air. It's kind of weird, sometimes you'll get caught there, sometimes you won't. And then we're just going to vortex again. Oh, there, the nobody went for an attack there, so since he was big, he couldn't even get staggered out of it. But I think it kind of just whiffed Cosmic, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I thought that JPEG was going to get you there, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, so did I, actually.
Okay, so this is coming up. This is called the Cosmo Climb. Cosmic was the one who kind of found this. We're going to run up here, jump underneath the plasma, and then we're going to try and vortex straight up under them. Are they playing ball? There we go. So this is it. This is the Cosmo Climb. That was very, very good. Can you get through the door? Oh.
No, I didn't try for it. I was afraid of like running out of DT, so I just went like straight to the platform.
That's fair. So yeah, you can actually get through that door as well with the double trigger, but yeah, it's just flying straight up. It's a lot trickier than it sounds though, because you have to hope the plasmas are in the right position. If not, you'll end up face planting the wall, wasting your DT, and it's very upsetting. So this is the showdown with Mundis. We're gonna buy a purple orb, a bunch of devil stars, a holy water, and a blue orb. So here we're just gonna stinger up to Mundis. He's gonna sit there and watch it. There we go. And here we are going to... This is basically the easiest boss in the game, really, because it's just eating devil stars and sending out this magical dragon. He's called Puff. He's very nice. He's the homie. So we're just gonna spam devil stars, spam the left bumper or L1. So yeah, once you get to this part in the run, you can breathe a sigh of relief. It's over. The hard part's over.
Yeah, you made it. Like, we're out here.
Yeah, you made it. This is just kind of the wind down part now. So it's this fight here, which again, it's the easiest fight in the game. The only thing that can make this fight hard is if you didn't manage your resources in all counts. So that is the first phase done with. So the second phase, it's It's just as easy really, cause all you do is jump into the lava, you start swinging Spada. You gotta make sure you're in Devil Trigger though, because you can't really do this if you're not in Devil Trigger. So we're gonna get Mundus down to as low as we can, then we're gonna go into the menu, use the Untouchable. That's gonna give us permanent DT, it's gonna make us invincible, however you can still be staggered by certain attacks. So you just gotta keep a watch out for that. And that is Mundus done with.
And
The King of the Demon World.
there's a tradition that we have in this game for marathon runs where we watch this cutscene that is the most legendary cutscene from this game. You'll probably recognize it once it comes up.
Yep. This is where all the budget for the game went.
So get your Bible thumps ready if you're in chat. I can't see chat, but get them ready if you're in there.
My mother risked her life for me, and now you too. I should have saved you. I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light.
Light! So you can see where the animation really went in this game, that quivering bottom lip, those tears in the air. Man, it just hits hard, man, alright?
For the first time, it kind of does, honestly. The first time, it definitely does, and now it's just like he's lamenting the death of his of this friend that he's made. The runners are just like, whatever, dude.
Yeah, whatever, I gotta go fast. Also, a bit of continuity error there. Dante puts the amulet on Trish, but it's also inside of the Spada. So, I'm thinking it's just a plastic replica that he had. He's like, here you go.
There you are. It's all good. Oh man. Alright, we're gonna let that, we're gonna cut it early. Don't need to lament anymore. The past is dead, Dante.
Yeah. So, this is the last mission in the game here. It's just a Capcom escape, as it's affectionately called. If you played a Capcom game, you know what it is. You just gotta run with a countdown playing. So it's gonna vortex there, through the door, stinger jump over here.
Let's see if I can go for it. Oh. Ooh, we got it! Hey!
Ew.
Ayo.
So yeah, that stinger jump there, it's a bit easy to mess it up because that frost there, if you lock onto it, that's it, you can't get the jump. But we got it, thankfully, so we're gonna hit both nobodies here with a DT grenade. Use a holy water, that's gonna get rid of them.
I might have to hit somebody with a grenade gun when I go through the store.
How many D stars do you
There
got?
we go. Alright.
Oh, nice.
We're good. Yeah. I forgot you get like 1 rune from killing them.
So you also saw there, Cosmic was actually slashing the door before the gate left. Those doors, they actually can be opened as soon as it goes away. As long as you slash, the damage still goes through. So we're just gonna stinger jump there, jump onto this platform. Jump out of the puddle, we are no longer the puddle. Gonna give this switch a tap through the door. You don't need to tap that. So then we're just gonna use the holy water here on the blades. These are the last normal enemies you'll see in the game, and we're gonna pop a quick D star here. And stinger our way down to the door. Whoa! So this is the final Mundus fight. This is phase 3. Again, it's really easy. We're just gonna spin against him until his HP bar goes down, like so. Then Trish is gonna show up. She's woken up from her nap. She's gonna give us her power. We're gonna use a charge shot in this game. Yes, charge shots are in DMC1. It's gonna refill the DT bar instantly. And that is it. Once you get to this part, you can put down the controller, because the run is basically over.
Yep. And time
This is
will,
plain section here. Yeah.
Yep. Time will come up once once I skip the cutscene. It's probably gonna alt tab my game when I hit the big red button, but not a big deal. Since I have so much health here, I don't really even need to do anything. You can shoot here. I guess you can avoid stuff too, but yeah, the run's over at this point. And that is Devil May Cry. I guess we'll wrap up here once I hit time and everything.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, once you get past the first couple of missions, this run it's pretty smooth, more or less. Time.
Yeah, so that is Devil May Cry, and my name is again DECosmic, And thank you so much, Nillo, for doing commentary for me. Much appreciated, homie.
Not a problem. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah. And thank you, ESA, for having me, and I hope you guys get the funding that you need to put on more great events. It's been an honor.
Thank you very much for coming, and thank you for that awesome run of Devil May Cry any percent. So yeah, coming up next, we got Serious Sam, the second encounter by Invive. Oh god, I need to learn how to say that before the next run. And that'll also be an any percent normal run. So yeah, that's coming up next in a few minutes. Thanks a lot, Cosmic, and yeah, see you guys later.
See you around.